I want to share with you guys a simple 3-step process that you can use to quit consuming nicotine and cannabis products. A process that I recently implemented into my own life to lose 18 pounds of body fat. We got summer coming up, so we want to dial in the bicep veins and the summer shreds, right? Okay, step 1 is you have to identify your why. And I know I've talked about this before, but I think a lot of people kind of miss the mark on this. So you want to quit smoking cigarettes or quit using cannabis because you want to get healthier. Now, what I want you to do after you identify your why is identify the why behind the why. So why do you want to get healthier? Why do you value your health? Ask yourself that question. And the answer might be something like, I have a family, I recently had kids, and I value my health because I want to be around for my kids. Why? Why do you want to be around for your kids? Because I want to provide my children with better opportunities than I had. And we could keep going with this. Why? Why do you care to provide your children with better opportunities than you had? A lot of people are parents. A lot of people are, very unhealthy, right? Smoking, drinking, eating crappy foods. A lot of people don't value their health. So we have to figure out what are the reasons behind your why. And I call this like 5 degrees of why. So what you're going to want to do is identify maybe 3 to 5 broad topic reasons why you're quitting cannabis and nicotine. And then I want you to go 5 degrees deeper into those reasons. I'm quitting cannabis because I want better financial health. Why do you want better financial health? Because I want to save money. Why do you want to save money? Oh, because I want to, be able to retire one day. Why do you care about retiring? Why not just work the rest of your life? What do you want to do with your retirement? This is 5 degrees of why. So find your general why and then go 5 degrees deeper into that. If that doesn't make sense, I want you guys to comment below and ask me questions on it because it's super important, this first step to changing. For me, I wanted to lose weight because I wanted to be healthier to keep up with my kid who's super active because exactly that. I want to be able to work more. I want to be able to perform better as a parent because I want to provide him with better opportunities than I had in life, okay? Step number 2 is accountability. And accountability can come from self or accountability can come from an outside source like a coach or a mentor. Things that I've had in and out of my life over many years, whether it's been business related, relationship related, finance related, whatever. So how do you develop self-accountability, okay? So I think self-accountability typically comes, at least I know this for me, with a sense of urgency. And this is where so many people miss the mark when quitting substances. They have no urgency. They'll say, I'm gonna quit cannabis tomorrow. I'm gonna quit smoking cigarettes next week. I'm gonna quit after this funeral or after this wedding celebration. And the problem is, tomorrow isn't promised. You only have so much time on this earth to live your life to whatever degree or whatever purpose you want to. And I know myself, and I think a lot of other people tend to take that for granted. We treat time as if it's a guaranteed thing. I'll quit tomorrow. I don't know if tomorrow is gonna come every day, but I know for damn sure this is how I wanna live my life today. And this is not how I want to spend the rest of my life, addicted to cannabis, nicotine, pornography, drinking alcohol, binge drinking every day. So I think you can create self-accountability by creating some sense of urgency to make change. Because when I'm under the gun, that's when I'm most accountable to my actions. Now, if you're struggling to do that, check out the link in the video description to our one-on-one addiction exit protocol, where I'm going to be working with people directly one-on-one to help them quit consuming nicotine and cannabis products for good. Now, the last step is developing a plan to make your why a reality. So if it's better health, if it's better finances, if it's better relationships, we want to make that a reality. But you can't go into this blindly. And that's what a lot of people will do. They'll go into making a major life change, like quitting a substance, and they have no plan. They have no action, they have no game plan. So we're gonna fix that right now. So step number 1 to making a plan or changing habits or changing patterns is to pick small things that you can change that are easy to change so you can start to stack those small, easy wins, because that's gonna help you build confidence. And you can do this in active addiction, or you can do this if you've chose to quit and you're already on your way to quitting. I'll use myself as an example. So I wanted to lose 18 pounds. So a small change that I decided to make was committing to going for a walk at least 20 to 30 minutes every morning upon waking up, okay? That was a small change. And it was easy, and I have a treadmill in my house. I can go outside when it's nice outside, and that was it. Just, I'm gonna walk every day, small change, first thing in the morning. Great. Step number 2 is you're gonna want to create a lifestyle or an environment that facilitates this change. And you wanna remove as many of the barriers as possible. So if I'm gonna go walking every morning for 20 to 30 minutes to hopefully lose weight, which is gonna feed my why of wanting to get healthier, to be more present and more being able to give more to my family over the course of my life, what barriers do I have to remove to walking? Well, how can I make this as easy as possible for myself? I will literally, they're clean clothes, I wash them, but I will literally sleep in my walking clothes. I will sleep in my exercise shorts and my exercise shirt. I will go to bed in it. So when I wake up, I don't even have to like go to the dresser and change and do this. I will put my shoes right at the foot of my bed instead of waking up and being like, oh, did I leave my shoes in the garage? Did I leave them in the basement near the treadmill? Did I leave them upstairs, like in the back hall? I will plan out everything so I am ready to wake up and go. And then I'll even set 3 alarms, and I have 2 phones. So I'll set one of my alarms way far away from me so it physically forces me to get out of bed, right? So now I've eliminated a number of potential barriers that could hold me back from walking. If you're quitting cigarettes or quitting cannabis, view it like this. Maybe you're driving home from work and you always drive past a gas station or a dispensary. Take a different route home from work. Eliminate that distraction. Eliminate that possibility of getting thrown off. Now, I talk to people all the time. I don't want you to think of this as like, oh, I have to avoid all these triggers and everything triggers me and I can't even go outside anymore because the dispensary is, walking distance from my house. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying create an environment that's not conducive to substance use, set up some barriers that prevent substance use, and then enact some simple things that can promote whatever whys it is you're trying to accomplish, okay? Now, the last step to developing a plan is to stack behaviors once you start to solidify these new changes, okay? So here's my stack. So the first part of my plan was going for a walk in the morning. Second part of my plan was to eliminate any barriers. So I sleep in my workout clothes. I put my sneakers right at the foot of my bed. Now that I've done that a while, I've been pretty consistent with that for 2-3 months. Now I'm going to start to stack other behaviors into that. Why was I quitting? Why was I losing weight? So I could be around at the best of my physical capability for my young son who's super active. So what's that mean? That really means I'm interested in parenting and being a good parent, being a good provider. What does that mean? That means I have to do that financially, I have to do it physically, I have to do it emotionally. So now when I'm walking, I'm gonna stack another habit. And that habit's gonna be listening to a podcast on parenting, listening to a self-development finance podcast. Maybe it's listening to YouTube content about how to make better YouTube content, right? Because this is one of my businesses that I do. So now I'm starting to stack other habits or other changes on top of the simpler ones that I already solidified. And I think what happens is you do this, and over enough period of time, one day you're gonna blink and you're gonna realize, wow, I am a dramatically different person than I once was, and it wasn't on accident. It was because I had a plan, it was because I had accountability, and it was because I had very clear goals, reasons why I was trying to achieve the things in life I want to achieve. If you're struggling with that when it comes to nicotine and cannabis substance use disorders, there's like just 2 days left to join the wait list for our one-on-one addiction exit protocol program, and I want you guys to check that out. Link in the video description. Until next time.